Hey guys. Hey. I'm your niche coach, Alicia Lester, and today on Get Your Shit Together, the first thing I need you to do is click subscribe. I need you to go ahead and do that right now so that way you don't have any excuses later on. Click subscribe so you can always get the updates, the new videos, everything that's coming to the channel. That way you won't feel left out and you'll always know what's going on. Today we are talking about, I don't know if anybody is familiar with an optical illusion. Most of us are. An optical illusion, things that appear to be one way when they really are another, and what that looks like in the form of help or support, not even help, support. How support can become certain types of support, certain people that are supporting can be an optical illusion. Sometimes they look like family. Ain't that crazy? Sometimes it can look like a cousin, a sibling. It could look like a mother. It could look like a father. It could look like an auntie, whoever. It can look like these things. And you just assume that because that person is connected to you by blood, or because that person is connected to you through life or just whatever, long term, it's been a long time, you automatically assume that that person is supportive of you and what you have going on. You automatically assume that that person has your back. You automatically assume that whatever you go through or things that may be needed along the way, this person can, in some ways, be in support of that or help, in some kind of way. I don't mean financially. I mean just that kind of support. Just, clap for me, cheer me on. But sometimes that can be so wrong. Sometimes we are waiting for these people to support us. And just because they're standing in the room with us, when we become successful, or when we start a new career, or when we are proud of ourselves for something that we've done, just because they're standing in that room with you doesn't necessarily mean that they support you. Oftentimes they're there by default. They're there because where else would they be? Where else could we see them being? Because they've been with us all along the way. And sometimes that is the problem. They've been with us all along the way. And we just assume that they were clapping for us, or we assume that they were excited or happy for us because of the title that they had in our lives, or because of the role that they played in our lives. Sometimes people are sitting off to the side and they're so envious of your life, they don't know what else to do. They don't know what to say. So they halfway clap. You missed the slow clap. You just saw when the hands touched. But a lot of times it can come in the form of a slow clap, because sometimes when we come from the same place, how dare you go past me? How dare you become more? How dare you do more? How dare you become successful when we both jumped off the same porch? How dare you get your shit together? How dare you? The nerve of you to want to become somebody, and we've been down together with nothing for so long. But like we were always raised, if I eat, you eat too. So I never paid attention to the fact that you were over there starving, because I always made sure that you ate. I always made sure that you had what you needed and that you were able to be what you wanted, because I always had your back. I always made sure that I stood up and stood out for you. I just assumed that you was doing the same for me because we're family. But that's not always the case. You will have people that feel like, why do you get all the boyfriends? Or why do you get all the girlfriends? Why do you have so much luck with men or women? How did you get your own place? How did you get a good job? You never paid attention in school. You never made the grades. You don't even have a good resume. You don't have, you did a lot of bad things back in the day. I know, because I was there. This is the hater talking. I know, because I was there when you did all of those things. So I'm just trying to figure out how you got where you are when we both was messing up together. The thing about that is, when God's favor is on your life, there's nothing that anybody can say or could do. There's nothing that anybody can do to push you out of the way. They could try. Of course they could try. But they won't be successful because it's God doing it and it's not them. So it's not their call. I want you to understand that no matter what you go through in life, if it's God's will, it's just going to happen. But I need you to pay attention to the people that you continue to have around you, that you continue to thank for their support. Pay attention to the level of their support. Pay attention to what it is that they are doing. Pay attention to the things that are said. Pay attention to your business that may have gotten out. Pay attention to that speed bump along the way because, maybe somebody heard something not so great, or somebody chose not to deal with you on this occasion or that occasion. If I hear something from your family, I'll probably believe it too because it's your family. And a lot of times you'll have family out here speaking on your name and speaking on things that you've gone through or that you've been through and bringing up your past. And they forget to say that you got your shit together. Because they can't say that. They can't say that you got your shit together because then what did they do? They didn't do anything. So it's easier to drum up your past, and it's easier to continue to make you live in the hole that you used to be in, because that's the hole that we were in together. You can't get out of the hole, because I'm not ready to get out of the hole, because I don't know how. Because I haven't received what I needed to receive to get up out of the hole, so I can't let you get out of the hole that easy. And if you do get out of the hole fairly easy, I'm mad about it. I feel some kind of way about it. How dare you get your shit together? Pay attention to these people. Pay attention to where they are. Stop placing them right here alongside of you because they're not going in the same place that you're going. Stop placing them number one in your life when you have always been on the back burner of their life. You didn't pay attention to it because what God had for your life kept you focused on what it is that you needed to do. So you didn't pay attention to the fact that they were trying to pull you back because you were so busy trying to pull them forward until you couldn't pull them anymore. And then you just started helping them and doing and giving and all of that because you felt like that's what you were supposed to do because we were down together. Just because we were down together don't mean we have to stay down together. I'm not that kind of a friend. I'm not that kind of a cousin. I'm not that kind of a sister. I'm not that kind of a auntie. I'm not that kind of a anything. Just because we were down together, just because we jumped off the same porch don't mean we both ran in the same direction. At some point when we jumped off that porch, I knew that there was something that could take me further than the fence, further than the street, further than the neighborhood, further than the state. You know what I'm saying? I knew that there was something that could take me around the world if I wanted to. I could see that far. But everybody around you can't always see as far as you can. Some people far-sighted, some people nearsighted. Honey, I don't know what side I was. I just knew that there was something on the other side of that thing that I wanted to get my hands on. I knew there was success out there. I knew that there was just important things to be done. I knew that there was a whole nother life out there. There was relationships. There was living. There was my own space. There was my own money. There was my own goals. I knew that there were some goals out there that I wanted to reach. But again, just because we jumped off the same porch, I don't know where it took you. I don't know where your goals went. I don't know where your dreams went because we talked about them. We talked about them right here on this porch. We talked about them right here together. So I'm not sure where you went. It really wasn't my job to try to figure out where you went. I just knew that if I won, we won. So instead of you understanding that if I won, we won, you are spending majority of your time and the rest of your life trying to pull down what I have built up. And I never paid attention to it because I just assumed you was on my side. I assumed that you would love me the same way that I love you. I assumed that you would be there for me in a capacity that no one else could understand because, again, we come from the same thing. I thought you wanted to see me happy. I thought you wanted to see me live and grow and be something. I thought that's what you wanted. I had always had dreams of being a great mom. I had always had dreams of being a salon owner. I had always had dreams of being good to people, a people person, a good wife, a great friend, a great person in a relationship, a great daughter, a great sister, a great employee, a great boss. I'd always had these things in me. But you have to pay attention to the people that are surrounding you. And this can go for so many people. This isn't a one size fit all type of video. This can go for so many people. I want you to think about where you have strategically placed these people in your life because you assumed that they had your back. You assumed that they was everything that you were to them. It's not too late. You got to have good people around you when you're trying to go in certain directions. So what you can do is you can start to move back. You can start to move back. And if they notice a shift in you, it's all right. Sometimes you got to get uncomfortable. But you better pay attention because those same people will allow you and make you lose absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. People will watch you get big so they can see you fall. Or so that you can fall at the hands of them. So when you fall at the hands of them, now nobody has shit. But now they want to be cousins again, or brothers again, or sisters again, or what, family again. Pay attention. And I'm speaking from the inside out. So the inside, that's your blood relatives, that's your family. But it's the same way when it comes to your friends and things like that. When the favor of God is upon your life, there's something that nobody else can do. However, if you continue to keep putting and grabbing and adding all these wrong things, now you're creating a hole for yourself. Now, he tried to get you up out of it, but you keep bringing the wrong people around. My mother always paid attention to who came in and out of her doors, who came in and out of her home. And she did that because you can't just be running up in here. You just can't keep coming around here. We don't know you like that. Pay attention to people that you don't know like that. If you can't trust some of the people that you know like that, you have to know for damn sure that some people around you that you don't know is lurking. Keep your circle tight. Pay attention to everything that's going on. Everything that's going on. I'm watching these young guys. I was looking at the guy, Young Dolph, and there was a young man. I have no idea if the young man did it or not, but what sparked the video, what I saw was there was a picture with the young man who allegedly pulled the trigger. He's in the background. So you got the rapper, Young Dolph, in the front, and then you got the guy, the alleged shooter, in the background. How many times have a person probably been in your background that is waiting on you to fall, waiting on you to fail, but you don't pay attention to it because if I'm here, you here. If I eat, you eat. If I drink, you drink. I mean, what we doing here? If I shop, you got it. So I never paid attention to the fact that you was over there pretty salty. I never paid attention to the fact that you was over there wondering how come it was me and not you. I never paid attention to the way you were clapping. Slowly. Giving yourself time to think about what you were going to do to me. But because I don't operate in the same energy, in the same, in the same level of deceit, in the same level of betrayal that you operate in, I never saw it coming. You had to know that young man never saw that coming from somebody who was in the background of their photos. So my thing, what it tells me is if you were in the background of my photos, that means at some point I placed you there. Or I placed somebody there that I knew enough to bring you there. You see what I mean? Now you're burying me because the person that was in the background of my picture is my alleged shooter. The person that I'm sure I had a good time with and I laughed it up with and I shared a couple drinks with and I shared a couple, conversations with, decided that he could no longer sit back and watch me rise to the top. Instead of trying to learn and understand the formula and figure out this thing and get up there for himself, he decided that he could no longer sit back and watch me. Because how dare you fucking make it? How dare you become somebody? How dare you do what it takes to get to where you need to get? How dare you? Get your shit together. So I just think that things like that is very important. And I want you to pay attention to who these people are in your life because they're there right now. They are there right now. And I'm not saying that you got to cut ties with everybody. Just pay attention to the way they're clapping for you. And you see it. A lot of you see it. But let me tell you, your heart won't allow you to get rid of the people. Your heart won't allow you to get rid of the cancer. So you keep the cancer with you. And guess what cancer does? It spreads throughout the whole body. It spreads throughout everywhere. It attaches itself on to people that it knows that it can take control of. And that's just what it does. Before you know it, it has made a path through your life. Cut the cancer off. Pay attention to those people that are not there for you. They're just there for you. You know what I'm saying? These people are not, they just there because you're there. They're there because it's a free ride. It's a free, all of that. Don't let nobody get a chance to sit up and soak up your good game so they can come back and use it against you. Those people can't be in your life. The people can't be around. And just because it's family, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. You will have people that have a little bit of jealousy and envy and all of that inside of them. All of that. All while they asking you where you got your car, where you got your shoes, where you got your hair, where you got all of that kind of stuff. And they have a secret hate for you. I just want you to pay attention to these things and pay attention to these people because they're there and they're lurking and they're around and they're not going away until you cut off the cancer. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to who you are out here sharing your goals and your dreams with. Pay attention to that. I knew a situation where a guy was dealing with two women. He took all the goals and dreams that one woman had, and he told the other woman about them. And the other woman, started to do those things and was able to capitalize on some of those things. And it made the other young lady just kind of put her dream down. Put it down. She couldn't even trust who she was laying with. She couldn't even trust somebody that she thought she loved because he took something that was near and dear to her and he went and he shared it with somebody else. Pay attention to these things. If you are asking me more questions than you are trying to help me, then I know that you don't have my best interest at heart. Stop asking me questions. Let's try to figure this thing out. I got this new plant and it's shedding everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to who you're talking to. Pay attention to who you're sharing your goals and your dreams with, because everybody don't want to see you win. Everybody don't want to see what it is, where you can go. Some people know your potential, and that's a tough act to follow. And instead of doing their own thing, they want to follow it. But they don't want to follow it so they could be just like you. They want to follow it so they can be you. Pay attention to that. So that's all I had. I need you guys to click subscribe, continue to tune in. I appreciate you so much. Pay attention to who's in your circle. We're getting too old to have the wrong people in the wrong places at the wrong time. We're too old for that. So make sure that you are clicking subscribe, getting these videos. I appreciate you all. I'm in Facebook jail, so I'm not on Facebook for another 26 days. So I definitely have more time to keep the videos coming. I thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Have an amazing day. In the meantime, be careful and get your shit together.